Hello and welcome back to the Rainbow Six Siege report. I'm Xiaoling, and in this video we'll be covering the version 1.1 patch notes for Rainbow Six Siege. So as most of you probably know, there's an upcoming patch for Rainbow Six Siege which apparently will be released on the 16th of December, which is tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this video I suppose. But I'm just going to go through the list for those of you who don't feel like reading through the patch notes yourself. Up first we have new features and content. So there's going to be a visual update to the game. It's essentially free DLC, an Ultra HD texture pack that will be available for PC players only. It's apparently going to upgrade some of the most common textures in the game, such as characters and weapons, to a new level of fidelity. The high levels of detail can be appreciated while playing the game in 4K, but apparently is not limited to that. They say the team put a lot of effort in to try and deliver a solid and scalable experience to the PC community, so those of you who are running a 4GB GPU will still be able to enjoy this texture pack from 1080p to 1440p resolutions. Those of you with high-end 6GB plus GPUs will be able to play the game in sharp 4K resolution along with Ultra HD textures under standard lighting and shading options. Last but not least, for those of you with mega PCs with dual GPUs and more than 6GB of video RAM will be able to run the game at 4K with Ultra HD textures with the highest settings of lighting and shading, which will take advantage of tech-like displacement mapping. Up next we have community health, team killing reduction. They've implemented an auto kick feature for intentional team killers. They've said that they've set some parameters that will cause an automatic kick of a griefer within a match. They said they are trying their best to make the distinction between accidental team killing and intentional team killing. The same goes for intentional hostage killing while playing as a defender. They will be tracking if the auto kick feature reduces the intentional team killing instances and will be adjusting the rigor of the parameters accordingly. Also for PC, you can now use your mouse wheel in addition to the arrow keys to navigate the player selection screen. Moving on to general tweaks and improvements. They did answer these in the AMA. I have covered them in the AMA video, but I'll just briefly go over them in this video, but not in as much detail. They said that the hit registration issues that are apparent in the game are actually due to multiple reasons that they are working on. Some of them have been fixed, while others apparently will take more time and development to be addressed. They fixed the pawn rotation latency, they fixed issues with shield positioning while repelling, fixed shooting and moving while repelling, as well as kill cam replication issues. They've also updated the server tick rate for the PC. With the goal of improving positioning and shooting replication, they will be deploying the first update on PC in which player position update rate is set to 60 times per second versus the previous 30. Having had conclusive tests internally, they have decided to share this update on PC first because it was a faster deployment speed compared to the consoles. They do say that they continue that these PCs tests will be intermittent as they will be trying various configurations until they are satisfied with the outcome. When this feature has been validated with various external tests on PC, they will be deploying this update on consoles as soon as possible. According to the patch notes, they are working on the issue where players are being corrected to the wrong data center. It is their goal to have it so that players can actually choose which data center they are going to connect to, and apparently they are still working on this issue. They also stated that they do have a high ping kick in place, but one thing to note that there were in some cases players which have high ping due to poor internet connection spikes. So this is something that they will be addressing. The next section covers playlist changes. I've been through all of these in another video. I don't think I need to go through this in as much detail as I do with the other changes. Moving on to ranked matchmaking improvements. They say that they are refining the rank skill rating system, which will increase the reliability of in-game skill rank updates. They say that the skill-based matchmaking now casts a much narrower net. By default, it tries to match you with players plus or minus one rank away from you. If it can't find anything, it increases the rank in each direction every 30 seconds. This will increase the average duration of ranked matchmaking, but they do feel that it should stay bearable now that most players are hitting level 20 and playing ranked. They said when the outcome of a match with a more pronounced skill level gap ends up being contrary to what the system expects, e.g. bronze team wins against gold team, the skill rating updates will now be less aggressive. Losing or gaining more than 2 ranks at once should be much rarer now. They also believe that the reaction was too intense and caused drastic changes. They will be toning down the variations to offer players a more stable skill rating experience, which they believe is for the best. They will be diminishing the impact of individual matches and be looking at the overall results of the player in order to set their skill rating. They will be closely monitoring the impact of that change on matchmaking quality and might consider bringing similar changes to casual in the next patch. They've also reduced the penalty for banning a ranked game in progress to 8 minutes temporarily. They say they are currently reworking the abandon/reconnect system. They will probably move the abandon penalty back up once they have finished overhauling the system. As many of you probably noticed, the skill rank icon has been missing, but the skill rank icon is now displayed on the game's main screen next to your level. Next we have other matchmaking improvements. PvP and PvE matchmaking bug fixes. In PvP they fixed a bug where matchmaking would sometimes use your skill data from the wrong region. In PvE they fixed a bug where players would sometimes be matched with players from another region. And in PvP they improved the quality of service detection when matching players together. Next up we have balancing. So they've reduced the time to detect defenders outside from 5 seconds to 2 seconds. They believe this will reduce the amount of spawn killing, as it will make it impossible for defenders to rush the spawn location undetected. Moreover, it is their game design philosophy to have the attackers' safe haven be outdoors and the defenders indoors. They felt that 5 seconds gave the defenders too much time to get into position to take down their opponents and made the attackers too unsafe outside. They've also reduced the difficulty for the terrorist hunt disarm bomb mode. They've reduced the maximum number of white masks and also reduced the wave sizes. They said that the success rate that they are aiming for is about 1% on realistic. Moving on to player comfort. So, written communications improvement. They have increased the amount of characters available in the chat box from 32 to 128. They say that they believe this change will help you and your teammates communicate better. And I'd like to add that that's probably because you can actually type an actual sentence. The next update is a visual improvement. They have changed, or shall I say enhanced, Glaz's scope visibility, so it should be much easier to see things with the scope now. Next up we have top community raised bug fixes. They say they are aware that this is not an exhaustive list and they are only highlighting fixes that were done about the most commonly raised community bugs. So we'll start off with gameplay fixes. They fixed a bug in which the defenders could exit the building using a deployable shield during preparation phase. This was considered an exploit. They resolved an issue where bullet impact would not be registered. They fixed a bug where white masks would take no damage when getting shot in the abdomen. Tagging attackers through security cameras now properly identifies the operator in the HUD. They also fixed a bug where the user could not switch cameras during the prep phase when his or her drone got destroyed. A bug where the player would get stuck. They fixed a bug where the camera would get turned upside down after rappelling. And a bug where the player got stuck after using the rappel feature. Opening the Uplay overlay now pauses the situation cinematics. Level design fixes. They fixed a problem where the drone would fall through the map at the start of the preparation phase. They also fixed different bugs in which drones could fall off the map or teleport to random locations when thrown. And lastly, they fixed an issue where Twitch's shock drone would fall through the map when launched from a prone position backed up against a wall. Online flow fixes. They fixed an issue where squads would get split up when returning to the lobby or the menu. They fixed a bug where the XP and renown screen post-match would be empty. They also fixed a bug where you could see the enemy team's operator choices during selection phase. You should also now be able to see your teammates in the lobby on a rematch. They fixed a PvP renown exploit. And in matchmaking, players searching for a session will now automatically reach step 2, joining game session. They fixed a specific error code received when returning from a matchmaking game to looking for the player's step. They also fixed a connectivity issue in which the session hung and all players were being disconnected if a character left the session, or got disconnected while escorting the hostage. They fixed a game invitation bug in which the former host received a matchmaking error if he previously quit Terrorist Hunt lobby and selected a squad only game afterwards. They have also fixed the blood color in this patch. And finally, under miscellaneous fixes, they fixed a PC voice chat bug in which inviting players to game set the squad leader's voice chat record mode settings to open. They also fixed a PC bug in which pressing Alt-Enter in the game while having the personal information panel open would leave the player with no functionality. They added a clear indication in the game that all Terrorist Hunt mode difficulty levels are intended for a team of 5. They fixed a bug in which the PC refresh rate selection was broken. They have done a number of localization fixes, as well as fixing various connection issues, stability issues, performance issues, errors, and various crashes. Right, so after that long list, that's pretty much it for all these patch notes. So these are all the changes we can expect to see in tomorrow's patch. Again, depends on when you're watching this video. So it's good to see that a lot of these fixes are coming our way. There are a fair amount of changes in these patch notes. But if you guys have any questions or any kinds of comments, you can just let me know in the section below. If you enjoyed the video and you do want to see more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, or check out some of the other content on my channel. Otherwise, I've been Xiaoling, and I'll see you next time.